Yellow composing gloves here, and today we're going to be checking out and reviewing Complexer 2. By Venomode. I keep wanting to say audio, but they don't have audio written there, but it just sounds like it should go there. Venomode audio. It just has a ring to it, but it's just Venomode, like Venomode. And anyways, this is it is a bunch of dynamics processor units. This is kind of like a one crazy all-inclusive dynamics processing plugin. If we come down to the mode, we can actually see all the different kinds. We have downwards compression, upwards compression, limiting, expanding downwards, expanding upwards, and gate. So this is a really cool module to just learn about the various modes. But I am not going to be explaining them here because that would make this video very long. I'm going to assume that you know what they are. If you don't, I have videos on these things, so you can just look up those things. So what makes this plugin really cool is this area right here. This is where I was like, wow, this is really cool, like word for word. So first off, you have chain mode, which you can have 3 independent units on, so we can enable these. And then we can have them in parallel or not. You're able to drag settings around like this, and it's kind of addicting. And it's pretty cool to be able to change parallel like this. Do I use this? I've never really had an option that was this easy to use, so maybe I'll find a reason to use this. But it's kind of a cool thing. So we can have different like band modes and move them around. We have mid-side. This is one that I will use a lot, and it's so nice that this is so easy to get to. You have multi-band, another one that's really easy, and I'm pretty sure I've spotted a small typo. Pretty sure I was supposed to say crossover high, but it says crossover low. No big deal. And Complexer 2.01, maybe that'll be changed. And we also have the ability to adjust our crossover. We don't get a visual of it, but that's no big deal. I don't think it's all that necessary, to be honest. And that's that. Now, let's go ahead and dive into some of the settings and also hear this thing in action. That's enough talking, Mr. Gloves. I want to hear it. Well, first, let me just play for you the demo track without it. And so here it is. Very nice. It just repeats. So now let's load it up and let's just see how quick it loads real quick. So there it is. Bam. That's fast. I like that. That's the thing I like. Now let's hear it in action. So first off, let's just go through some of the presets. There's not that many that come with it, but they have one on here called multi-band compression. They do a little bit of running things in here a little hot on every band, which was something I thought was like interesting, but they apply the threshold negative 24 dB. It's pretty low threshold. So I think it actually works pretty well with my mix though. Like check it out. Like the way the clap just comes up is so nice. So let's bypass it and play. See how the clap sort of sits back? This just brings it right on up. It's like, come on up to the front. Clap. So I really dig that. That's really cool. That's why I really like things in multi-band. I would also like to experiment with mid-side. So this compressor's on everything. It's the all compressor. I don't want that. We're going to click no for that. We've got our mid-side. And let's just hear this, leaving all the other settings alone. So basically same settings for this. So this was the mid band, and this was the high band, and now it's the mid is in literally the middle of the signal, and the side is in the side of the signals. Now, what would be kind of fun is if we bring this threshold up, which would make this not as loud. We'll also bring this down. So we can get things coming off on the side. So you see, it's a really straightforward plugin to use. All the settings you expect to be there are there. We also have various styles. Well, not various. We have 2 styles. We have digital and analog. I am going to go ahead and use analog here for a quick second. and just hear what that sounds like. I don't know if there's a way to change these like for all the bands at the same time. Maybe that's another thing that could be in Complexer 3. But let's just go ahead and play this. All right, let's go back to digital and compare real quick. Okay. Let's solo this. I want to get one more listen. I'm listening to the verb off the clap, if you're wondering what I'm listening for specifically. Let's do it one more time, which is digital. Okay, and now we will change it to analog. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. You have your various styles, always fun things to mess with. We have our detection algorithm. This is how the dynamics unit is processed. And in some cases, you get access to the RMS window, which RMS stands for root mean square. It's basically just an average. You also have just a regular old average mode. We have RMS, so I'm just assuming these are just different versions of getting averages to use to trigger the dynamics module. Let's go ahead and dig through some of the other things. We also have wet, dry, attack, hold, release. It also has look ahead, so be aware of that in the event that you want to avoid latency. Not a setting you should have on, but it's always a great setting to have included in the event that you want it. We also have sidechain gains. Now, I think it would be really cool to also hear what this sounds like on that sub bass. Let's go ahead. Now, fun fact, this sub bass's sound is actually going through another plugin by Venomode. And if I just bypass it here, it's just a coloration plugin. It's called Maximal. It's a limiting plugin. And I'm also doing some gain staging. So that's why you see some fruity balances before and after. But anyways, we're here to mess with Complexer. We'll do Maximal some other time. Maximal 2. So I keep thinking of Dance Dance Revolution 2, Complexer 2, Maximal 2. I don't even know anymore. So they have a one in here called Beefy Bass. I just kind of want to see what that's all about. So let's hear it. It doesn't do a crap ton to it. Let's bring the threshold way down. And then apply outgain. I did not look at what the dB was that I turned down by. But let's just bring it up to match. Do it like crazy hard. This is such a clipped bass. All right, let's hear it in context here. We've effectively killed all dynamics that existed in the signal. But you know what? I kind of dig it. I like where that sort of sits. Fun fact, there's also a maximal on the mid of the strings too. That's doing stuff. So that's pretty cool. So that's Complexer 2. If you have any questions about this plugin, let me know. I know I didn't demonstrate everything. We saw the limiter in action. We also saw a little bit of that mid side going up and down. But we also have upwards compression, expansion. They're all fine. For example, we could come in here. They have one for a gate, choppy, which I find amusing. Pretty classic gate setting. So only the kick is there loud enough to trigger it if we bring this down. So it adds kind of like a dun 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 dun. So that's kind of a cool thing. But anyways, they have gates. These all sound fantastic. I mean, you can go ahead and mess with them. There is actually a sale on these. I guess I should mention that. I'm not sure how long this sale is going to be going on for, but they do have one. Here it is. So yeah, pretty reasonable prices. I mean, that's a pretty good deal for something that's this fully featured. Like $30? Are you joking me? And that is my review of Complexer 2. If you have any questions about this, let me know. Subscribe and have a blessed day.